All right. Today I'll be taking us into another detail of some names. A particular name today we'll be treating on is the name Satan. Satan. I mean Shatan. Good. You see, we have been living in this life of whatever we meet, we just keep following. A lot of things we are following or practicing in this world today doesn't even you can't even trace it back to centuries. You don't even know the meaning. You don't know how it came about. As long as you heard a group of people or you heard the majority target evil, you join the queue. If the majority say it's good, you join the queue. You don't even know how it came about. You even feel that it doesn't concern you. But do you know that anything that has to do with spirituality controls you? Anything that has to do with spirituality controls you. I'm talking about Christianity, for example. Christianity has to do with spirituality. Tradition, that's our cultural tradition, has to do with spirituality. These things control you. So if you don't take, you know, carefulness, if you don't involve carefulness into it, if you're not careful, one will be controlling you to a wrong direction. And the one we know where we came from is our culture and the tradition. And the most or 90% of everything we have ever checked, at the end of the day, you see that when you trace back to your culture, it will be corrected. But because we have followed the white man culture, we think life is quite easy, but indirectly, something is controlling us, something is raping us spiritually. And if you don't decode those things and know what we are practicing and know what we are doing, know what you are doing is very, very important. You will think it doesn't matter. You live your life and go, and then you will meet something later. Let me not go too far. What we are treating today is the name Satan. The name Satan, almost, let me say, 99.99999% of the world acts it evil. And that's, can make me curious to really know how the majority of this world uh, uh, really don't care about the truth and don't really bother about whatever is. And that is why the world is how it is. And that is why it will be so difficult for this world. In fact, it will be so difficult for this world to become good because you are not even ready for it. And you don't care about it. That's why most of you people will die carelessly. Yes, you will die carelessly because you met something, you don't know about it, but you were given brain, you were given all it takes to know about it, but you don't care. What you just want to get is money, eat, flex, and walk away. Whereas this is not the purpose why you were brought into this world. You were brought in for a purpose, and you have to clear your purpose. You have to do your own thing. Yes, the name Satan. Let's take from the let me say from the ones that are even visible to us, where we can read in the internet. Let's read something. He said the original Hebrew term Satan is a noun from a verb meaning primarily to obstruct, oppose, as it is found in Numbers 22 verse 22, 1 Samuel 29 verse 4, Psalms 109 verse 6. He said, "Ha Satan is traditionally. When you use the word traditional, it's like normally, like everywhere. It is like something we are used to, but it doesn't mean that that's the actual way it is done. I don't know if you get it. That's whenever you see that word traditionally, it is not even meaning the main tradition, the roots of the tradition. No, it's actually meaning the way of life, the way we have been using it. It's not actually pointing at the real meaning. So that's why he's saying, Ha Satan, that's the Satan. Ha means the Satan. The Satan is traditionally translated as the accuser. That's why I say the Satan, the accuser, or the adversary. So remember, the accuser, the adversary, these two are traditionally. Now there's another word. He said here, primarily. Primarily, it means to obstruct or oppose. You see that these two things does not actually dig in to the real meaning. But if you ask an average person, he will either use the first one to oppose or use the second one, the adversary. But the first one says just primarily. The second one says traditionally. None of this is the actual meaning. None of this has to do with the origin. You see, there's something mean origin. That's where it's actually coming from. The root, the source of that. Just like I taught also the last time, the source and the origin of the name God, the origin of the name Lucifer. This are how you know the origin, the real meaning of something, not what people told you, not what is just said, not what you can't dig evidence about it. No. So whenever I come to teach something, I'm bringing out the origin. The origin is the actual meaning. The actual meaning, the first part, the first place is coming from, not just traditionally what it became later. No. So as you can see that these two does not have to do with the actual name. So when you still think that the name Satan or the name Satan means to oppose or accuser or adversary, then just remind yourself that these are just primarily or traditional meaning of it, and it's not the real meaning. So let's go into the real meaning. Let's read something. We're going to trace. We're going to trace so that when we are done, you can remember how it was traced to. From here, he said, the name Satan is rooted to the name Shaha. Shaha. Shaha, according to Wikipedia, it says, as you can see on the screen, is the god of dawn in the pantheon of Ugarit. Satan is described as a child of El, along with a twin, Shalim, the god of dusk, as the makers of dawn and dusk. I'm sure you used to hear dusk and dawn. Good. Shaha and Shalim also represented the temporal structure of the day. Okay, now let's go back to the word we read. It said, Shaha, according to Wikipedia, is the god of dawn. Now, can you take your mind back to the lesson we had about the name Lucifer? When we trace the name, as you used to think that Lucifer is devil, Lucifer is actually evil. But after the end of the day, you saw from that video I explained, you can tell yourself, you can hit your hand on your chest and say, Lucifer is not actually the devil. But we understood that Lucifer is the Satan, just that it is the Latin name, the Latin translation of Satan, because in Latin, Lucy is what? Light. So Lucifer is the light bringer. So when we have realized that the person they were referring to in the Bible, Lucifer, 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 calling him names, giving him badness and everything. And we came to realize that it was just the opposite. The actual person, the actual name that was supposed to be there is God. So the God you mention every day is actually the devil. Listen again, there was no water in my mouth. I said the God you mention every day is actually the devil. That is the evil itself. Now, according to that video we have made, if you have not watched it, you can go back to watch it. According to that video, we came to a conclusion to realize that Lucifer is just Satan. Lucifer is just Satan. Just that the Satan is the Arabic name, the Satan is the English translation, while the Lucifer is the Latin translation. So here now, and remember that Lucifer, we came to realize that Lucifer means light. It has to do with light. It has to do with light bringer. It has to do with brightness. It has to do with shining. It has to do with good things, like positive things. Now, if Lucifer is Satan, that means they mean the same thing. So let's read what the Wikipedia is writing here. Wikipedia says that Shaha, which is Satan, is the god of dawn. Dawn is what? Morning. Now, do you remember that the previous lesson we had? He said, he read something about Lucifer. He said, "Oh Lucifer, son of the dawn. Oh Lucifer, son of the dawn." Now, what is the explanation given? It says, Shaha is the god of what? Dawn. That means Shaha is the god of what? Morning. Shaha is the god of what? Light. He said, he's the god of dawn in the pantheon of Ugarit. Shaha is described as a child of El, along with a twin, Shalim. Are you getting the sound here? Sha. That word, that's a spelling, S-H-A, has to do with the Hebrew translation. That's why in the English you hear S-A, not Sha, not S-H-A. So you get S-A, which is Satan. That's the English translation. He said, the name is a cognate of the Hebrew word, Shaha. The name is a cognate of the Hebrew word, Shaha, meaning dawn, in brackets, morning, and the light. In Arabic, the word for dawn is Saha. The word for dawn, the word for brightness, the word for morning is Saha, and comes from the same Semitic root. This root is also visible in Suhor, the pre-dawn meal. This root is also visible in Suhor. That Suhor is Arabic word. And the meaning of this Suhor is, they said it is the pre-dawn meal Muslims eat during Ramadan. That means that this particular food is taken at dawn, the same dawn. That's why the name is also related to dawn. So it's a food taken by the Muslim during the Ramadan. The name is Suhor. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, my Muslim people. Good. So now, trace back to the Bible in the book of Isaiah 14:12, the verse which read, "How you have fallen from the heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn." So you see, it's referring back to that name. Who was the O morning star? That is O Lucifer. When you check out that translation, you see O Lucifer, son of the morning. Now it reads here, Isaiah 14:12-15, has been the origin of the belief that Satan was a fallen angel who could also be referred to as Lucifer. Do you see what they wrote here? He said, Isaiah 14:12-15 has been the origin of the belief that Satan was a fallen angel who could also be referred to as Lucifer. So anywhere you are seeing this name, Satan, is at the same time referred to as Lucifer. So we already know that one. That's why you are seeing you are seeing them referring or bringing the two names together again. So you already know that for Lucifer to be light, for Lucifer to mean light in Latin, you can see the trace of the meaning of the name Shatan to mean dawn, morning, light. So how come that this name that means light, morning, brightness, you are now told that it means evil? Meanwhile, when we trace the name God, it actually means the evil itself. So how come? The name God itself actually means wanderer, vagabond, a very dirty being, a gadfly, moving around, walking about, looking for whom to devour. He said he's a wanderer. That's why when we were describing in Job, he said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to and fro the earth, going to and fro the earth. No destination. And when we trace the name, the meaning of the name God, We were seeing that particular explanation moving to and fro, no destination. That fly, a fly that disturbs, it doesn't have a destination. Do you see? So, you see, let me tell you something. In a world where, before I say this, if this message, if this video goes as far as it can go, as far as I want it to go, as far as I know it will go, and gets to the Vatican City, you see those leaders, those popes, those I don't know, I've forgotten their names, that wear the purple, whatever, whatever. They will know where I'm pointing at. These people are still with the original truth. Whatever that made the blacks, whatever that makes them the powerful people, whatever that we believed in, however we used to follow, these people have a copy of how it was written or wherever it is. They still have it. And as I speak to you, blacks are not allowed to enter that place, but that thing is existing. It's existing. And most of the white people don't want to say it and cannot say it. In fact, the few that try to spill out the truth. One of them, as I read some 10 years ago, I don't know if I can still find the screenshot. Some 10 years ago, he said, now I have said this, I know they will come after me because we are not allowed to say it. We are not allowed to leak this evidence. There is somewhere that blacks don't step in. There is somewhere that blacks are not allowed in. And that place also, the book, some things that some secret history about us are kept there, are hidden there. That place is like a tourist place, like a place where we go to read history, see things that are actually the way it is, not the one they have dropped on the surface for us. And now, in the condition where all this truth has been hidden, like forever secrets, and some other things have been presented to us as the truth, and we are just following it for these years. Never. I reject it. I will not continue. I will not mingle. I will not walk along with people who believe these things easily and think that they will just live their life and walk away. I have not come to live my life and walk away. I have come to deliver what I was asked to do. I can't join the trend, that particular trend of ignoring the truth. I cannot. And I'm here to drop it. They have given us a wrong copy of the actual thing that happened. But thanks to our Ndichi, thanks to our ancestors who are able to reincarnate and reincarnate and reincarnate again. That is why one of the first things they used to attack you. One of the first things, you see, religion is so powerful, but you don't know. You don't know what they have done. They first of all washed you down, washed off your spirituality. That is the basis. So every other thing was cemented. Every other thing is easy. You understand? That religion, that first thing, that religion they took away from you, that culture they took away from you, that truth, you don't know that that is the truth. So as soon as they took it away, every other thing was easy to do. Every other thing was easy to do. And so they attacked us first by attacking our knowledge, telling us that there is no reincarnation. Because they know that we will reincarnate. But when we are trying to, recollect what we came to this world with before, we will argue with ourselves that, oh, this is bad spirit, this is this. But meanwhile, this is reincarnation. The message, those people they killed them, they are back to life. And they know. So they are watching to see whether the foundation they have laid, which is to tell you that you don't reincarnate, whether it has really, sealed in you and whether you are manifesting in that ignorance. But some of us, people like me, who refuse and who knows that reincarnation exists very, very well, just like many others know. We know. So we bring back that truth. We are bringing back that truth to sound it in their ear, that we know what they did. We can remember what they did. Yes. And those truths are what we are bringing out to you. So don't expect or don't think that you're going to find it in somewhere in one book like that. No, we are going to collect it, pick them. They're like thumb. We see where you tear it, and pour it away. So you're going to gather it. We are gathering all of them. When we gather it, we place it one after the other. You see them match like a torn map. You see them match together. And if you have senses, if you have wisdom, you see that, yes, this is truth. No argument. What are you going to argue? Because I'm placing it one after the other for you. You will see it. So you don't have any reason to argue. Only thing you'll be arguing is within yourself. Why am I thinking about this? Why am I believing what this person is saying? Oh, but this thing, what am I going to use it for? But this thing is true too. You just keep fighting yourself for no reason. But for the truth, you'll hear it. Reincarnation is one of the first attacks. They make you believe that it doesn't exist. Meanwhile, it does. Because that's the source. Our ancestors were coming to reveal things to us through the dreams, through inspirations, through thoughts. When you are in solitary, in solitary place, in solitary condition, you think, and there they can drop things to you. That is why they are really fighting on things that will destroy our mentality, things that will destroy our thinking. So that's why fluoride is much in our food. What does fluoride do in food? What does fluoride do in the system? Fluoride is one of the things that makes you not to think, not to be calm, not to be, reasonable, not to, be quiet to reason. No. Anytime you're taking in fluoride, all your system is vibrating, all your system is active, overactive, hyperactive. It's not a point for you to sit and relax and think. No, it is not. It is a point you have to possibly be jumping up, shaking your head, make noise, do a lot of hyper things. Yes, and whenever you're doing this kind of thing, you cannot reason well, you cannot think well, you cannot assimilate. So that's why they are pouring all these things in our meals very well. So when they are telling you, reduce your intake of carbonated drinks, reduce your intake of some of these sealed foods, some of these packaged foods, reduce it and take more of local food, take more of cooked food, food that you made by yourself. Take more of it. Avoid this sealed drink. There is a very big, large project against the black man to destroy your thinking, to destroy your ability to reason. Because when you start reasoning, when you start thinking, you begin to flash back to these things. That is when you now realize that there is a message being dropped within your senses, within your memory, in your dreams, in your thoughts by your ancestors. And then you begin to reflect on it. And while you're reflecting, you begin to ask questions. And when you start asking questions, government will become afraid of you. So you may think that it's just all about, it's not food. Have we died? It's not about have we died. It is have your generation to 10th generation died. Because that's their target. They want to kill your 10th generation. That's why they're afraid of anytime you start thinking, anytime you start reasoning. Is one of the fear they have. So you don't just wake up and believe that the name Satan, oh, it's evil. Satan do this, Satan do that. It's the handwork of Satan. Anything evil has to be. Have you ever watched and see how the news you watch, the news you watch, how most of them are lies, are coined. Now you now think about the most populous names in the world presented to you. You really know that something must be wrong if you think. And that's why we're presenting these things to you. The name alone, Shatan. If I tell you the list of, I'm going to be dropping it, the list of names it's connected to, I can tell you that almost all the names we bear in this world, strong names, has to do with this particular name, Shatan. Do you know? Do you know that most of the names you bear is connected to this name, Satan? You may not know. Do you know that the name Stanley, Stan, that name Stan is actually Satan. The S, there's a dash, and then there's T-A-N, is Stan. Stan. When you hear the name Pakistan, when you hear the name Afghanistan, when you hear the name Uzbekistan, when you hear the name Turkmenistan, there is something is driving you to. Even Kazakhstan, there are 7, Cynthia, all these names, Shalim. There's a lot of names connected to this one name. I'm listing them out for you. Let me read out some of them for you. All of these names are linked to this one name they condemned. Yes. But because of some people know that this is name they've been answering, so they keep answering it, including Cynthia. Cynthia, that's Saint. It's Saint. Even the name Saint. I told you last time, then you say Saint Joseph, Saint They are bearing the name. They took the name as a prefix to their own names. Saint is the short name of Satan. If you don't know, Saint is the short name. You can go and ask. If you want to go to Babalawo, go and ask it. He will reveal it to you. If you want to go and ask, I don't know, but don't expect that these white people presented it anywhere. But any other source, go and try and check. You will come back with 100% proof, just like I presented here. Below are a list of names or some of the names that are linked to this one name, that are traceable to this one name. You may not know, but that is what it is. We have Shatan itself. We have Shankar, Shankrar. We have Satan. We have Shaka. I'm sure you have heard that name, Shaka. We have Cynthia. This Cynthia is even two in spelling. We have the one of Scynthiaa, then Cynthia. We have Sanka. We have Shanta. We have Chetan. I think that's more of an Indian name, Chetan. We have Canaan. The Canaan is actually Kannan, but in Bible you can see Cannan, I think. Then we have Sana. I think this is also an Indian name or something. We have Ishmael. We have Esau. That Esau is actually Esau. We have Krishna. Krish. Did you hear that sound? We have Ishaka. We have Asha. We have Shihon. We have Santana. I'm sure you have heard that word. All this, you can hear one sound. You can trace one particular name here. One particular name. All of them are linking to Satan. That's what you keep hearing. We have Shina. That one you can find it in Bible, Daniel chapter 1 verse 2. We have Shitna. They said it means opposition. Remember, Shatan has, they call it opposer. Here they are calling Shitna as opposition. You can find this in Genesis chapter 26 verse 21. We have synagogue, sin. That sin. You see that word, they also tell you that you have sinned against God. Sinned. Now that sin, they now try to make you understand that sin means evil. That's during the process of trying to tag this one name as evil. That's where they connected to this word sin, which actually has to do with Satan. So they connected the name, the word sin. They have to grab the name sin as meaning evil, which is actually the beginning of the letters sin, Cynthia. We have Shekinah. We have Kazakhstan, a country's name. That's Zastan. That's Stan, like I told you before. Stan. After the S, there is a dash. Stan, which is a Satan. It's silent. Later, I will bring a history about this area too for you. Then you will trace back. That particular name is very, very strong. That particular name. In fact, that name, Kazakhstan, is the actual name that's supposed to be in your Bible wherever you find the word Israel. Anywhere you find the name Israel in your Bible, it is Kazakhstan that is supposed to be there. Kazakhstan. I will tell you about this Kazakhstan. And then I will tell you about Israel. So we have Afghanistan, we have Turkmenistan, we have Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Philistan, Palestine. We have Shahar, we have Shalom, we have Shabbat, we have Shiloh, we have Sanka, we have Shanta, we have Sana, we have Sebastian, we have Shihon, we have Santana. We have Shanghai, we have China, we have Sinai, like Mount Sinai. We have the name Sycamore. We have the word shame, like he says, shame unto you. You see, it has to do with negativity. Good. That's how they pushed everything that has to do with this sound to these negative pictures. We have Shekau. That's name Shekau. That's name of the leader of the Boko Harams. We have the word shine. Shine has to do with what? Shine, brightness. Shine is Shatan. Good. We have Cush. I think that name is in the Bible. Is it a people? I think. We have cattle, we have cents, we have shillings, we have even snake. A lot of the names, and so many names that if I keep listening, it will take days. So that's how it is. So we don't just wake up and believe a particular thing. Make out time, study. Bring out a quality time, study over things. Don't just join a group of argumenters. I think if there's a word like that, you join them and just, or whatever you have always been hearing, you just join. Some of you just go to church, you sit down, whatever your pastor is saying. In fact, you already know that you cannot counter him. And even if you can counter him, he will not be there. But because of the large crowd you are seeing, you now ask yourself, am I the one that can counter this person? What am I countering? Does it mean that all these people are foolish? Yeah, so they are all foolish. They are just a set of people who have decided not to bring out a time to study. And they're also a group of people who have decided to do what? To just follow what their parents transferred to them, taught them. You know, as a Christian, they said as a Christian, you were born in a family. And those families, they practice a religion called what? Christianity. That is how you became a Christian. Aside this, you wouldn't have become a Christian. And to the Muslim, they were born in a particular religious family that practices what? Islam. That is how they become what? A Muslim. Aside that, there is no other trace. And so a Muslim is busy telling you that, oh, my religion is the best. My religion is the truth. In fact, if you don't follow my religion, I will do what? And a Christian say, oh, my own is the best. My own is the way, the truth, and the life. No one come to God except through him, the Son, which is Jesus Christ. And if you don't follow him, you will do what? Go to hell. And hell will burn you. One said he will, while the other one said you burn in hell. Two of them are threatening you. Why? Why are you threatening? Why don't you drop the truth if it's actually the truth and let's check over it? Why are you afraid of being checked? You see, anytime somebody is threatening you or forcing you to take something or believe something, know that that thing is not the truth. Yeah, know that it is not the truth. It's not the way. Even if it's the way, it shouldn't force you. Get a time, study over that thing. Look into it. Why is this one telling you that he will take away your life, and the other one is telling you that there is a fire that will burn you? Two of them are coming with big threats, you know, in a way trying to force. And you know the funny thing about this current generation, I hardly hear them preach about the hell. In fact, it's like inside their heart they have removed it, or otherwise is it that inside your heart you actually know that there is no place called hell? Because I'm coming to teach you about the hell. Hell is not actually a place. Yes, hell is not actually a place. Hell is actually someone's name. Hell is actually someone's name, and that will be a topic for another day. Let me cut here so that I don't digress. See you next time in my next teaching. Thank you.